Hi, I'm Kerry. I'm the host of Best of Us Investors. Normally, my videos are about the stock market or real estate investment opportunities. We're a tribe of about, I guess, 140 some thousand now who basically are interested in making more money in the stock market, keeping more of what we make, and building wealth. I've been getting some questions, though, about my work ethic, about how I approach what I'm doing, and some very specific questions about this right here. I have mentioned that I take a anti-aging supplement, NMN, and I've been asked about it, and so I want to share with you. Let me tell you, it's all part of how I approach things. It's how I approach investing. It's how I approach my life. I have a plan. I'd like to explain that plan to you, and maybe it can be some benefit to you as it has been for me. So stay with me.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Griegmeyer.
As I said, this is a deviation from what I normally do, but I think it's important. As I said, I work from a plan. I'm trying to extend my life expectancy by 10%. My father lived to be 80, so my goal is to be 88. Let's just round it off and call it 90. And I don't want to just be a vegetable until I'm 90. I want to have quality of life. And so I've done some research on it, and I've come up with a plan as to what I have to do in order to live longer. You need to understand that my mother died at age 29 of cancer. My daughter died at age 40 of cancer. My father died at 80 of cancer. And my grandfather died before I actually got to know him. In fact, I met him, I would guess somewhere in the neighborhood of 28, 29 years old. He also died of cancer. So I know cancer is in my body. I have a propensity for it. So what I have to do is live long enough so that they can take it out of my body, or that I can fight it for that extra 8 to 10 years that I'm looking for. I read this book, and it's all part of my endeavors to take advantage of what I think is going to happen in the biotech world. But I was truly enthralled by it because its lifespan, why we age and why we don't have to. Why we age and why we don't have to. It's by David Sinclair, and I'd like you to meet David. So here's David Sinclair talking about lifespan.
As we age, the tiniest blood vessels in our bodies wither and die, reducing the blood flow to organs and tissues. Vascular aging causes many diseases: cardiovascular, neurological, muscle wasting, frailty, and even aging. Here at Harvard Medical School, we've reversed this process in mice, setting the stage for radical new therapies to help people. The new study has unraveled the cascade of interactions between blood vessels and muscles. Endothelial cells, which line the walls of blood vessels, are essential for the health and growth of the vessels. And as endothelial cells age, blood vessels begin to atrophy and die. Blood flow to many parts of the body diminishes. Organs and tissues begin to function less well. Blood vessel demise hits muscles especially hard, because muscles rely on a robust supply of blood for their function. This process can be slowed down with regular exercise, but only up to a point. Over time, even exercise fails to stave off blood vessel demise and muscle loss. The new findings have cracked the mystery behind this process. As our blood vessels age, they become deaf to the signals from exercised muscle. This actually leads to the muscle shrinking as we get older, and therefore we're less able to exercise and grow new blood vessels. A vicious cycle indeed. The two key players in the crosstalk between blood vessels and muscles are a molecule called NAD and a protein called SIRT1. NAD boosts SIRT1, which in turn enables the conversation between muscles and blood vessels. But both NAD and SIRT1 decline as we age. They can no longer perform their role as the interface between the muscles and blood vessels. In our new study, we gave mice NMN, a chemical compound commonly found in the body and previously shown to boost NAD levels, which in turn boosts SIRT1. These mice had better endothelial function, blood vessel growth, and improved blood supply to their muscles. And what was most striking? These animals' capacity for exercise improved dramatically. In fact, the old mice treated with NMN had up to 80% greater exercise capacity compared with the untreated old mice. These results, I believe, can help millions of people who have lost their mobility or simply can no longer exercise, either through frailty, disability, or old age. This sets the stage for new medicines that will be able to restore blood flow in organs that have lost it, either through a heart attack, a stroke, or even in patients with dementia.
Now, my take on this is that I have to keep my body active. And if I keep my body active and if I keep my muscles active, I will live a longer life. On page 104 in the book, David talks about high intensity interval training. And what it is it's I do it this way. I run a 100-meter dash. In fact, I run in the Senior Olympics. I am currently the fastest 75 to 80-year-old in the state of Alabama in the 50, the 100, the 200, and the 400-meter dashes. When I run 100 meters in something under 20 seconds, usually about 17 seconds, my heart rate at that start line is somewhere around 60, 67 maybe. When the gun goes off, I take off and run as fast as I can. I like to say I'm being chased by a Bengal tiger, and there's 8 of us trying to beat that big Bengal tiger, and the slowest guy is going to get eaten. Okay, so I run as hard as I can. Over that 20 seconds, let's say, my heart rate goes from that 67, say, to as high as 170. At that rate, my heart is working as hard as it can, pumping the blood through my body, through my arteries, into my capillaries, and in the capillaries, it is pushing into the muscles to get as much oxygen to particularly my leg muscles as it can, so that my muscles can work efficiently. As that oxygen is taken out, that blood is pushed back through my veins and into my heart, where I inhale more oxygen, feed it, and for 20 seconds, it's just pumping as hard as it can. Well, what it does in those 20 seconds is that those arteries move from a garden hose to a fire hose, is pump everything through them and clean them out and make them healthy, and then expand those muscles so that they become more efficient. Your heart is a muscle. If you don't exercise it, if you ever seen a woman waving goodbye and this muscle down here, the tricep, is waving with her, that's because she doesn't use it. Well, that same thing can happen to your heart. Think of your heart as that muscle under her arm or his arm. If you don't exercise it, it turns into fat. It turns into flab. And then when, in fact, it's tested, it doesn't have the strength. It doesn't have the ability to respond, and you die of a heart attack. That's how I understand it. And again, I'm not a doctor. If you'd like to learn more about NMN, and if you'd like to learn more about increasing your lifespan, go down into the description. You'll find down there a link, an Amazon link to MNN. And then you'll also find a link to Robert's book. It's pretty deep. It's extensive reading, but I think it could change your life. So in this book on page 144, Robert explains how his father was basically a couch potato, and as a result of what Robert learned about the mice that are taking NMN, he prescribed or encouraged his father to take NMN, and his father became a very active individual. That is similar to the experience that I've had. I've been taking it now, I guess, for probably 4 months, and I'm 76 years old. I work at a running rate, or running weight of 169 pounds. As I said, I run in the Senior Olympics. We haven't had it the last 2 years. It'll be in Florida in 2022, and I've already qualified to represent Alabama in the 50, the 100, the 200, and the 400 meters, and I'm the fastest in the state of Alabama in the 75 to 80, and about 13th fastest in the United States. What I believe is I will, if I keep this up, because of NMN, eventually, probably when I get up to about 95, I'll be the fastest in the United States. And it's not probably because I'm that fast. It's because I'm the only one that survived and lived that long. So that's kind of part of the plan. The other thing I think you might recognize is I'm probably the only 76-year-old here on YouTube. Every day watching the stock market, every day sharing the information, and it gives me a new life purpose. Could I do it without MNN? Probably. But what you also need to know is that I do this in the morning. I'm done by usually 1, 2 o'clock. I stay around till about 3 o'clock and watch the market close, and then share my portfolio with my tribe at Best of Us Investors Discord. And then I go out and exercise. I do my running. I let the tigers chase me. I try to do that at least 3 days a week, because what I'm really trying to do is keep my muscle, my heart muscle, strong, so that I don't die of a heart attack, and more importantly, keep my body flushed and my cells active, so that this cancer that I know is in my body doesn't get a foothold. I'm fighting cancer on a daily basis. That's my plan. Much as I have a plan for my life, I have a plan for my portfolio. And that's what I spend my time teaching on this YouTube channel. So this is a little bit of a different video for me, but I do want to say I also, much as I use NMN, I use CRISPR as a stock that's going to save my life. Edit, I use Illumina, genome sequencing, Pacific Bioscience, genome sequencing, and Invitate, which is a therapy company that uses CRISPR that has making inroads to cure cancer. So the second half of my plan is I live to 88, and somewhere in that span between 76 and 88, CRISPR, Illumina, and Invitate come up with the therapy to take cancer out of my body. That's my plan. That's what excites me. That's what will get me out on the track this afternoon and get my heart rate up to 170, and then just suck air as hard as I can to put my body back into normal mode. Okay, that's Best of Us Investors. If you'd like more videos like this, if this fits you, go to down here and subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified. This is a second video that I'm putting out for today. And then come join us at Best of Us Investors. I'll get your email address and send you an invitation to join our Discord, join our tribe, and we'll do some more talking about this. Okay, thanks for the time, and I'll be talking to you again tomorrow.